So we have an update on the Aaron Rodgers trade front. Packers GM Brian Gutekunst came out and said that there has, in fact, been almost no movement on a potential trade for Aaron Rodgers. He claimed that his phone is, quote, constantly not buzzing, either with teams calling to inquire about Aaron Rodgers or his trade availability. Not at all. Not a single person apparently has said anything to him, or not a single GM, I should say, from another NFL team has came out and said or inquired about Aaron Rodgers. That doesn't mean that teams won't do it. I think the reason for this is that we're still waiting to hear from Aaron. We're still waiting to hear from Aaron because this has been something that has been built up. Aaron Rodgers, at the end of this year, when he won the MVP, said he would be taking some time off and then making an announcement on his future shortly. He came on the Pat McAfee show just a few short weeks ago and said that he wasn't going to, make this a thing where he waits the entire offseason and then comes back in training camp or something like that. He's not going to pull a Brett Favre. He's going to do it fairly quickly, and he says before the start of free agency is kind of the timeline that he apparently laid out. So with that being in mind, it's not a surprise to me that teams have not inquired about Aaron Rodgers. Again, it doesn't mean that they won't. There are a bunch of teams that I think would be better if they trade for Aaron Rodgers today. And I think that one of those teams would be the Denver Broncos. I think the Denver Broncos would be a perfect fit for Aaron Rodgers. Yes, you'd be going in a difficult division, but you would have one of the best defenses in the NFL. Look it up. Points per game. This was one of the best defenses in the NFL. Quarterback play has been the problem for the Denver Broncos ever since Peyton Manning retired. And even the year they won that Super Bowl, Peyton Manning and Brock Osweiler weren't playing like MVP caliber players. Peyton Manning had more interceptions than touchdowns. And Brock Osweiler's Brock Osweiler. But you put him in there, he has targets like Noah Fant at tight end. He has Cortland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy, their running back that just came on this year, and if they find a way to keep Melvin Gordon, or if they end up keeping Melvin Gordon, that would be a big time move for the Broncos to make, and I think solidify them as not only a playoff team, because they were in the hunt for most of the year with mediocre to bad quarterback play for most of the year. So if they get an Aaron Rodgers, I think they're going to be contenders. I definitely think they're going to be contenders, because you got to think the Chiefs, at some point, they're going to make that drop. You got to think, with the Chargers, have they really proven themselves to be a playoff team yet? No, they had a chance to this year, and they weren't able to. The Raiders, with Josh McDaniels and that circus coming to town, with talks of Derek Carr and his future, we don't know what's going on there. So that actually might be a really good situation for Aaron Rodgers to go to. Now, there are other teams, like the Carolina Panthers that have been talked about. New Orleans Saints, I think, is another team that could be in the play, because again, they're a team that's seemingly a quarterback away, or an elite quarterback away from being a contender. But the reason, to me, the Broncos makes the most sense is because they hired Aaron Rodgers, his offensive coordinator from last year, Hackett. They hired him to come in and be the head coach. And I think that, more than anything, would be something that Aaron Rodgers really wants, something that he's comfortable with, something that he knows. I think he is that type of person who kind of, he understood, like, he wants that relationship to already be built by the time he gets there. And there's no really other place I see that happening than in Denver. You also have to take into account the fact that the Packers, if they want to trade Aaron Rodgers, they're going to have to get a king's ransom for this dude. Multiple picks, definitely. Multiple first-round picks, definitely. You're going to basically have to pull a Rams, what the Rams did, except for one player. But for the Broncos, it would make a lot of sense. I think they would be right up there in the AFC if they make that move. Also, I don't think he's going to get traded anywhere in the NFC. That's why, I'm lukewarm on the Saints getting him. I'm lukewarm on the Panthers getting him. Even the Bucks. I know the Bucks are another team people throw out there. I don't think he's going to be traded within the NFC, no matter how many picks they offer for him. So there's that aspect to it. But end of the day, we got to hear from Aaron Rodgers, because if Aaron Rodgers comes out in a few weeks and says, I'm retiring, none of it matters. None of what I just said matters. If he comes back and says he's returning to the Packers, then the Packers are going to have to find a way to make all of this cap situation work. Because Aaron's going to have to, unless Aaron Rodgers takes a pay cut, they are screwed. Because I don't think they're going to be able to keep Devontae Adams. I don't think they're going to be able to keep Zadarius Smith, the Smith brothers. I don't think they're going to have to do almost an overhaul of a lot of core pieces of this team. So it's in Aaron Rodgers' court. If he chooses to resign, or if he chooses to stay a Packer, I should say, he really, really should think about taking a pay cut to help that team kind of cope with the cap hell that they are in right now. But again, that's all on Aaron Rodgers. We'll see what he does. Hey everyone, we hope you liked this video. If you did, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released. Until next time, keep it real.